Miss Lois. How are you doing today? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing great. Can you tell me your name and date of birth, please? Lois Green, 5/14/1992. All right, awesome. So today I'm just going to be doing a dry, modified sterile dressing change on you. So basically all that's going to happen is I'm just going to remove your old dressing that you have on right now. I'm going to clean up your wound a bit, and then I'm going to replace it with the new dressing. Does that sound good? Yeah, that sounds great. All right. So how are you feeling right now? Do you have any pain or anything? Just a little bit of pain, but not too bad right now. Awesome. Okay, well, how about when they're doing the dressing change? Do you normally have a bit of pain when they're doing that? Yeah, it usually hurts a little bit when they're doing that. Oh, man. All right. Well, here's what I can do for you if you want. I can get you some pain medicine, and then I can come back in about 30 minutes. That might help a little bit with the pain. Do you want me to do that for you? Yes, please. That would be awesome. All right, cool. So here's some pain medication for you, and you can just take it, and I'll come back in about 30 minutes with the supplies that I need for your dressing change. So I'll be right back in a little while, okay? 30 minutes later. Hi Lois, how you doing? I'm better. Awesome. So are you ready for your dressing change? Yeah, I'm ready. All right, so the procedure is pretty easy like I mentioned before, but I'm just going to go back over it for you. Brought my supplies. I have some sterile saline and some gauze and swabs, which I'll use to clean your dressing, and then I have my dressing change kit with me. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to secure our privacy by doing the curtain, and then I'm just going to take off your wound dressing that you have on right now, clean your wound, and then replace the wound dressing with a new one, all right? So I'm just going to raise your bed up to working level, about waist level is where it should be. And then I'm going to lower the head of the bed down so you'll be flat, so it'll be easy for me to get to the wound. And then I'm going to make sure that the bed is locked, and I'm going to make sure that the side rail is down. And so just to prep for our procedure, I'm just going to still a little bit of your covers here, and then raise a little bit of your gown, just enough so I can see the wound, but I'm still going to keep you as covered as possible, okay? There you go. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the wound dressing that's on there already. This might hurt just a little bit because I'm removing the tape, but it shouldn't be too painful. Just let me know if it gets to be too much, okay? Alright, so I'm going to be loosening the sides first, so I can pull up straight from the middle and not pull from one side to the other. I'm just loosening the sides. All right, pull straight up. Okay, drop that into the garbage. And so next I'm just going to pinch up your primary dressing, and I'm going to check for any drainage. There's no drainage present. I'm going to do the other one. No drainage present, so your wound is dry. It's about 6 inches long, 5 sutures still intact, but it's looking good. It's healing properly. The para-wound skin is looking good, so it's coming along nicely. How does it feel? It's okay right now. All right, so like I said, I'm just going to move on to cleaning it. So there are 2 ways that I could clean your wound. I could either use gauze and sterile saline, or I could just use some sterile saline swabs, which is what I'm going to be using today. So I have some more clean gloves on. I'm just going to come over here and grab my dressing change kit and open it. Set it aside. So I'm going to pinch the items out one at a time to not contaminate anything else that's in there, and then I don't need that, so I'll just drop it into the garbage. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the sterile field drape. I'm going to make sure that I let it fall, and then I'm only going to touch it on the outer edges to not contaminate anything. I'll open it away from me, and I will lay it out like that. Make sure it's not touching anything except for on the sides. My table's a little bit small, so it's falling off of the edge, but it wouldn't ordinarily be doing that. So I'm gonna, now that I have my sterile field established, I'm not gonna turn my back to it. I'm gonna keep it where I can see it. And so I'm going to take what's in my kit and I'm going to carefully dump it into the middle of the sterile field. Making sure everything came out. And then I don't need this anymore, so I'll just drop it into the garbage. And so like I've done before, I'm going to grab my sterile swabs, which is, like I said, what I'm going to use to clean. I'm going to pinch it up to not do anything else. And then I'm going to tear the top off of this. And so I have the ends of the swabs out to where the clean part of the swab can touch my clean gloves, but then the sterile part stays in the package so that it doesn't contaminate when it's touching your wound. So when I'm cleaning, I'm going to make sure that I clean from clean to dirty, which in this scenario will be from top to bottom of your wound. So I'll take my first swab and I'll go in the middle of your wound from top to bottom, making sure it's clean to dirty. Drop it in the garbage, and I'll take my next one and go on the outer layer, or the outer side of your wound from top to bottom to make sure that it's clean to dirty. And then I'll take my last swab and I'll go on the inner side closest to me from top to bottom, making sure that it's clean to dirty, and then I'll drop the last swab into the garbage. And now that the wound is clean, I can inspect it. Color looks appropriate. It's a pinkish color, and like I said before, it's about 6 inches, healing nicely. There's no drainage. So yeah. And then take off these gloves, hand hygiene. And so the last part is pretty simple. I'm just going to be putting a new dressing on. I know you've done this before, but how are you feeling? I'm okay. Alright, so I'm going to put on one more pair of clean gloves. And I'm going to gloves getting stuck. Alright, so I'm just going to pinch like I have been doing so that I don't contaminate anything else in the field. I'm going to put the primary dressing on like that. I'm touching only the outside of it with my clean gloves and not the part that's going to be touching your wound, so that way I don't contaminate what's going to be touching your wound. I'm going to do the same thing with the second piece of gauze. I'll place it on there. Make sure it's covering the wound. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with my AVD pad. I'm going to touch it only on the outside, pinching it up and not contaminating anything else. And I'm just going to place it right on top of the gauze that I have. And so now that your wound is all covered, I'm just going to secure the dressing with some tape on all 4 sides. So let's see. Got it on the far side, and then put a piece of tape on each of the sides. And then I'll put one more piece of tape on the bottom, closest to me, side closest to me. And there you go. All secured. It looks good. How do you feel? I feel pretty good, thanks. Awesome. So now that your wound has a new dressing, I'm just going to help you get comfortable again, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to pull your gown back down for you, and then I'll pull your covers back up so you can be comfortable. Then I'll lower your bed back down. Make sure it's locked. Then I'll raise the head of your bed to about 30 degrees. Is that comfortable for you? Yes, thank you. All right, awesome. And so I'm going to make sure your call light is where you can easily get to it, so you can just call me if you need anything. Make sure your bedside table is where you can reach it. Can you reach this okay? Yes, thank you. All right, and so are you comfortable? Is there anything else I can do for you right now? No, I'm okay. Alright, so I'm going to lift the side rails back up, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to document that the procedure was finished. The location of the wound was the midline of the abdomen. There was no drainage. It was about 6 inches with 5 sutures in place. The color was appropriate, and it was healing nicely, and patient tolerated it well with minimal pain. Alright, Miss Lois, let me just double check everything, make sure that you're going to be safe. Bed is locked, low, head of the bed is at 30 degrees, you got your call light. Is there anything else that I can do for you? No, I'm okay, thanks. All right. Well, in that case, I'll see you later.